pregnant women have been posting videos on social media platforms of themselves taking Tylenol because President Donald Trump said on Monday that there was a link between the use of the pain and fever reliever during pregnancy and autism spectrum disorder. Let's take a look at these pregnant women. You can say anything. Me popping Tylenol while pregnant caused what the fuck is the government gonna do about it?
About to take Tylenol for my headache while pregnant because I don't take my medical advice from a man who doesn't have a degree in science, healthcare, or medicine, and who had a parasitic brain infection and was addicted to heroin for 14 years. Yeah, I'll trust my doctors who have their degree.
Civic duty, pregnant women take a Tylenol because this administration is a joke. Here's a pregnant woman taking Tylenol because I believe in science and not someone who has no medical background. Go ahead, Jess.
Yeah, I mean, I've had this conversation with a few people before in the past, and they just felt like, not specifically about Tylenol or anything, just about the whole autism thing. And what people are kind of saying is, you know, how the cases have been rising. And a lot of people have just simply said that in the past, they just didn't know what to call it and know how to diagnose it. Because growing up, even when we were younger and it wasn't like a big thing yet, we knew hella people with autism. They just didn't know what to call it yet. People weren't being properly diagnosed with it yet. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, you're just a troublemaker, or oh, you just have behavioral issues. But a lot of them had autism and they just didn't have a name for it. Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of is the reason for the rise, because now it has a name. Now they know how to diagnose it. And I don't think it's really any different from back then. Because like I said, we know a lot of people that got it. If you were to clinically, they have it. But when we were younger, they were deemed as somebody with behavioral issues. Mm-hmm. I think that's really it, is they know what to call it. They have a name for it. And obviously that's going to cause a rise in cases because now it's actually being identified.
That could be true. Yeah. I'm not denying that. But in a way, you've seen RFK. He's been banning a lot of stuff with the vaccines, with the dyes in our foods, actually getting healthy more foods off on SNAP and instead of the junk foods, which is bio created in a lab and stuff. But he did mention that cases have risen up ever since the 70s and 60s when vaccines were provided, and it's just not 3 out of 10, like 3 out of 100 people are getting autism. So they're saying it's not the causation of Tylenol, but it's associated to autism. Mm-hmm. And these parents, they could do whatever the hell they want, but like, who's it really hurting? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Who's it really hurting?
I get you, but in their eyes, it's not hurting anybody, because they're not gonna believe.
Yeah,
Mr. Man.
No, there's people out there, but like, he has a team around them. It's not like he's just making that decision off top of his fucking head.
I mean, I know that.
You know
I get what you're saying, but they,
yeah,
this administration's name is complete mud now at this point. They don't care what they have to say.
Yeah,
like they just think that they're complete garbage, and
they'll find any
they
way,
don't really care to listen to them.
Yeah,
and hey, I mean, it is what it is. But
they're hurting their babies, and even Tylenol. The makers of Tylenol even said it shouldn't be recommended when you're pregnant. So, okay, don't take it from RFK and Trump. Take it from the creators of fucking Tylenol. They just said we don't recommend this at all, and yet you're doing it. So you're not hurting the administration. You're hurting the baby inside your belly. Is what I'm getting at. I know, just probably.
I mean, I'm pretty like neutral in the whole shit. Like, Because we at the end of the day we don't know. Like it's possibly linked or associated with it, but like it's just still the thing with autism
in
and
general.
then it rising, and I just really think that, like I said, it wasn't identified properly. And he's saying the cases from the 60s and the 70s. Who was being diagnosed with autism prior to the 60s and 70s? Nobody. They didn't know what that shit
Or
was.
they didn't even know the name of it.
Yeah, they didn't know what that shit was. That's why I'm like, that doesn't really move me in that sense. Like they were doing wild shit back then. They said cigarettes cured stuff back then. You think I'm gonna listen to what they were talking about back then? Come on, dude. Like that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
But like I said, it's.
And the fact that they were recording it too.
I mean,
social media got you guys wanting to do some
I
stuff.
thought that was crazy. I think people, man, social media. It's social media. You know how I feel about social media. You know how I feel about people get very performative from the social media.
For
like,
no
if you don't mess with what they're saying, that's cool. But they, whatever, man.
Yeah. There's a lot to it, guys, especially with vaccines associated with Tylenol when you're pregnant. That's what RFK is saying, but a lot of people were just bashing them. They're wrong on some points and they're right on some points. This the good and bad, but these women took the complete bad out of it, and I don't know. Comment below your thoughts. What do you think? Yeah, that's pretty wild.